did Pi Day when I was in middle school, where we literally just were allowed to bring in pie to school. I got so excited for that part. I just my brain skipped the class period I had before it, and I went directly there, and I'm like, these are not the normal people who are supposed to be in this class with me. What's going on? And then I was like, oh, right, I'm supposed to be in gym right now. And it was a whole thing.
Oh, no.
I was too excited for pie.
I was too excited for pie. And we got in this big competition over who could memorize the most digits of pi.
Classic.
Freaking nerds.
Yeah. No, it was great.
Oh, no, I know.
Great.
Like, my friends did this too.
What did you memorize?
Oh, no, I did the same thing.
Oh,
Just freaking nerds. Come on.
I never liked rote memorization. It was always the bane of my existence.
Yeah, mine too, kind
I
of.
memorized the elements at one point. That was really fun.
Nice.
With the little
Let's see, I
song.
got 3.141592653589793238462643333729 as far as I can get.
Honestly, at some
I think
point,
Nona just came out.
at some point, you could just keep saying numbers, and I'd be like, sure.
I bet that's right.
No, Jeff. I'm a
It's
purist.
with confidence.
But the problem is when you're a tiny nerd and you do memorize the digits of pi, you see people pulling that shit all the time. They're like, oh, look, we wrote pi on the wall. I'm like, you're missing 3 digits right there. You've done it wrong.
You're a fraud.
You're a fraud.
When we go back and edit this episode, please, whoever's editing it, double check if Kristen got it right.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about the 246 one that's in there that I said. Yeah. That one's, I'm
that
least confident about.
Yeah.
So
I love
do
you
you
so much.
memorize it as like
Chunks of 10.
chunks rather than
Chunks of 10? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. I remember having to memorize things in like middle school, and I had to memorize the poem "The Raven," and I really liked it. Edgar Allan
Is it
Poe.
really long?
Yeah,
It's kind of long.
it's kind of long.
That's fair.
I didn't like doing it. It made me hate memorization. It's why I didn't go into biology, because I'm like,
No.
biology is a lot of here are the rules, and also here are all the exceptions to said rules. And I was like, I like math and I like computer science, because those do the thing that you tell them
You
to do.
can just
Unfortunately, they do
derive.
exactly what you
They
tell
sure
them to
do. And sometimes they try and do things at the same time, and then just weird shit happens when
race
they're doing some race
conditions.
conditions. Anyway,
The only thing that I remember memorizing from school was I had to memorize all the prepositions in Spanish.
Oh.
And I still remember them to this day because the teacher for that class was very scary. And she was like, I will dock you a whole number grade because you're graded out of 20. So she's like, I will dock you a whole point out of 20 for the semester. It wasn't a semester. It was a quarter. Anyway, different school systems.
We used to do quarters when we were.
Oh, yeah. I will dock you a full number grade if you do not get this right. And so I was like, and I still remember Norma. I still remember. He's never gonna hear this.
We had to.
we'll
had
send
to
this
memorize
episode directly to her.
Yeah, she'll be like,
the
"What the hell
preamble
is this?"
to the Constitution, and I already had that
What?
shit on lockdown thanks
From, like,
to Schoolhouse
We
Rock.
the people
In order to form a more perfect union.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I don't know the words.
Provide for the common defense.
Oh boy.
Promote the general welfare. You see, when you put it to a song, it makes memorization so much better.
That's right. There should just be a pie song, then you'd be fine.
There should be the Raven song.
Although
I'm sure there probably
sometimes
is.
there's a really great thing where sometimes people will make the chorus of the song, which is the catchiest part, not actually. I think so. When I was learning Spanish and we were learning the alphabet, there's a song that was like, the alphabet is easy to learn. Speak each letter, each rhythm has its turn. I do not remember any of the letters.
Can't be doing
I mean,
that.
I know the letters to the alphabet, but I do not know how the song goes. But I swear to God, you go up to Lindsay, you go, the alphabet is easy to learn. And she, me, and Rachel will all be like, to learn.
You do like a 3-part harmony.
Yeah, exactly.
But wait, why do you need to learn the alphabet in Spanish?
Well, because we were taking Spanish as a
But it's
middle
like
schooler.
The same.
No,
There's
there's
like 2 extra
There are
letters.
like
Yeah,
2
it's
extra
right.
letters.
There's 3 whole extra
You got
letters.
N-
Wait,
no, 4 extra. Yeah.
Wait. What are the 4
What are the other
extra?
ones?
So CH, I believe, is one.
Okay.
Oh no! Actually,
Hit me.
the Real Academia Española, or the Royal Spanish Academy, which is the governing body for the Spanish language, got rid of che as its own letter.
Well, there you go. When did that happen?
Like 20. It happened when I was in middle school.
Okay, so then
after you learned the
after I
song.
learned it.
Yeah,
So
so
that
che
the
is no longer a
song
word,
I
the
don't
letter.
remember is also wrong now.
Yeah.
Also,
I really-
isn't J not included?
Jota?
Yeah.
No,
I thought
Jota's
there
a
was-
letter.
Jota's in
There's a
there.
letter.
I thought there was always one that was like silence or something like that. Anyway,
H is silent,
H.
but it's still a letter.
It's still a letter.
It's in there.
Oh.
There's some people who think all H's in the English language are silent.
What? They're,
Yeah.
Well, they're wrong.
I know, but it's crazy. My fifth grade teacher was like, "Oh yeah, humans." And like if you say it
humans?
really
Humans?
fast, no one will notice. You could get away with it for a start. Like, we were like in quarter 3. By the time I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Wow, 2010, che and eye are no longer.
Oh,
Wait, they got rid of
and
Aya?
and eye, it's gone.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
okay, there we
Yeah,
go. That
and
was one of the
My
other
middle
ones I
school
was
Spanish.
it's betrayed.
It's been ruined.
So yeah, it says here, no son letras sino diágrafos, which I don't know what diágrafos means. That's like a fancy, what does that mean? It means diagraphs, which is just like, in English, CH is a diagraph because
Yeah,
it's like a
for sure.
sound with 2 letters that's made by 2 letters. But
Mm.
the Spanish language people were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we don't need to do that anymore. So,
Crazy.
yeah.
So then we got the Enye,
So just
the
Enye.
double R a thing?
Oh, is double R?
Does that? I did not remember that counting.
It might not.
That seems ridiculous.
I never memorized the song.
Letra? Question mark?
And while Peter's working on that, welcome back to the 7 Star of the Right podcast.
No,
shifted
Jeff,
from-
shut up.
From movies to languages.
Welcome to our Spanish grammar podcast.
This is
R,
session-
R is still a letter.
If
Yes!
it is its own.
R
alright.
is still a,
I don't remember anything from school.
Yeah. Yeah, it's its own letter. Wow, that's crazy.
Sure.
I feel like I've contributed.
It feels like
Feeling
when they
good about myself.
degraded Pluto to a dwarf
It's
planet.
exactly right. No. That one way more people are mad about. We will carry that with us until the day our generation dies.
Anyway, this is the 7 Star of the Right podcast where we talk about everything other than the actual play
Let's
campaign.
talk about
that we do.
Pluto.
Pluto got pretty close for what it's worth.
We're
That's at least
heading in the
space.
right direction. Give us about 30 more minutes and we'll get around to playing the
You know, there
podcast.
are other dwarf planets like
That's
Pluto.
right.
Oh, wait, no, R is also out. So
Ah,
it's just Enya, so there's only
Nice.
one extra letter. All right.
there we go.
We've settled the
Excellent. What do you guys remember? Also, this is session 114. What do you guys remember from last time?
No, Jeff, you're supposed to ask us how we're doing first.
case. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. How are you guys doing?
Muy bien.
Gracias.
Gracias, ¿y
¿Y
usted?
tú? Muy mal.
Muy mal, no.
Oh,
pobre-
yes,
Okay.
Pobre Alfredo.
Excellent. Good job, everyone.
What do you guys remember from last time?
God, who knows?
Okay, so we were stopped by 2 inquisitors, Owl and another
yeah.
dude
Just
that
a regular old
just
guy.
a regular old guy that Jeff refused to name, so we named him Robin, and that was really fun. And we fought them,
Mm-hmm.
and mostly Owl was just trying to kill Captain Milochek because Captain Milochek had betrayed the cause by basically letting us into the security room and turning off all the security.
Yep.
Which, fair.
Fair
He
enough.
did do that.
He sure did.
So
He's got
then
good reason, though.
Owl proceeded to chase said captain around the room with these
Just beating the shit out of him.
except he kept missing. And
Yeah, the dice
so
were not in his favor.
Jeff, you could just tell Jeff was trying really hard to kill this poor NPC who was probably also just a few days from retirement, given that the government's going down. And
Does social security
the
exist
dice-
if the government collapses? Anyway.
So yes, he managed to survive that,
Mm-hmm.
which was cool.
It was surprising to,
To everyone.
a lot of people
So
at the
much
table.
You were
so
all
that I
surprised.
just, at the end of that fight, regardless of what happened, I had been assuming he was dead. And then Claire's like, oh, Milochek says he could do this thing for us. I'm like, that's right.
He's not
He's
dead.
still alive.
Not dead.
Good for him.
Yeah, good
We
job,
didn't
buddy.
help.
At all. At all.
I feel like some people took some pot shots at Owl.
Kind of, but that was more because that was just our focusing Inquisitor's plan.
Right.
Had nothing to do with saving this man whose poor son was killed by the government.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we did that. Then we turned on the security system and pointed it at the Children of the Silence, which I spent an processing power for the day on, which is very exciting and not leaving me at all feeling vulnerable. It's cool. It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. It's
So
fine.
fine. Nona is
So fine.
You just
so
need to
good.
find, a 15 minutes.
15 minutes. I'll be right back.
somewhere
Let me
like-
duck into this closet for 15 minutes. Dunk, 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 dunk.
Machining
Okay, we're
sounds.
good.
Yeah, Marcus is starting to notice.
Yeah, I've been trying so hard. Except it's funny because I don't know if it's forming a cohesive picture.
No.
Or if it's just like, you're just weird.
Yeah, currently my notes are, what the fuck is Nona doing with that computer?
Uh-huh.
Where did she learn that? All of the techies I've worked with have been weird, but this is crazy.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see.
Yeah, it's like
Also,
maybe-
Will
don't
come up
forget,
later.
we had
The
that
stims
great
don't
moment.
work on you.
The stims don't
Yeah.
work on me.
I
And
got
there
that
was
written
that
down.
we kept like bumping into each other at night because you weren't sleeping because you were edgy and I
Yep,
wasn't
yep.
sleeping because I don't require it.
Yeah.
And you were like, do you sleep? I'm like, do you? And then you're like,
Fair point.
fine.
I think I was drunk at that point.
That's fair.
He was just drowning his woes.
Yes. So anyway, we gathered up some of the things from the Inquisitors. Micah now has Owl's armor. I now have Phoenix's armor. And we have a grand total of 3 MDE neuralizers, aka that one baton thingy.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
Yep. It does 1d6 damage, then 1d4 plus 1 metadimensional energy.
Effort for the scene.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
For the scene.
for the scene.
For the scene.
For the
We
scene.
clarified that last time.
We did.
Excellent.
Yes. So, a little bit less terrifying than we thought it was.
Mhm.
And then it also pisses off the touched Inquisitors.
Yes.
So if you want them to focus on somebody, you just whack them.
Give him a little poke.
Give them a little poke.
The love tap.
So we headed for the secret garden, which is a place
Yes.
on the map after figuring out that that's where all the new Inquisitors just kind of like ducked into to get their powers real fast. So there's probably, a secret passage in there. If I had a secret passage, I would put it in a secret garden. It just makes sense. That's where.
I put mine in a library, but we were already there and it wasn't there.
We already
Yeah, that's
had
right.
secret passage in the library.
Yes, we did already have a secret passage in the library.
Ah,
You
damn.
can have second secret passage in the library, Jeff.
But no one would
Irresponsible.
ever expect it.
I want you to know that I'm imagining the Super Mario 64 palace garden.
No,
No, that's the underground theme. No,
Yeah, come on.
because the palace garden has like a bunch of shit in Super Mario 64 that's hidden.
Oh, I
that is
see.
what's in my head. Is like
Oh,
we're
very
gonna
nice.
walk
following
into
now.
that
I'm
garden.
following now.
This
Beautiful.
garden has so many polygons.
It has a lot of polygons.
Amazing.
You just need to face away and jump a lot, and then
Yeah.
you'll just phase
And
through
hold
the
the
world.
bunny. I liked that part. Anyway, so we've determined that the secret garden is where the secret passage most likely is. And we headed in that direction after equipping ourselves and then also putting Milochek on guard, like watching the cameras in
Yep.
there, and it's going to call us if anybody goes in there or any funky stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Zuri at last check was at the grand staircase / grand hallway thingy.
Yep.
Great hallway, grand staircase, something like that.
I've been calling it all the different ones.
Yeah, that place. the place.
It's a great hallway. It's a great staircase.
Great.
A hallway with the stairs in it.
Yep.
Exactly.
They're pretty good.
So Zuri was there last time we checked, which was directly before turning on the security system and pointing it at everybody. So we walked down a hallway for a bit, headed towards, I believe we have to go grand staircase to get to the secret garden.
Yep.
We're doing a little bit of ping-ponging back and forth here,
Mhm.
but that's good because then we can see most of the map.
We passed through the barracks again, right?
Yep.
Yes.
You sure did.
And then we went. Yeah, so we didn't get to the great hallway.
Not yet. No, we're
Yep.
in the hallway.
Yeah.
We're in the good hallway. We're not at the great
Oh,
hallway
yes,
yet.
yes.
Yeah. You're in just a good hallway.
Yeah.
And,
And then it became worse.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
why did it become worse, Chris?
Because
Nothing happened. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's
I didn't see
Marcus
anything.
is like, you guys
These are
are
just
tripping
crazy.
out.
Yeah.
Please stop it.
Basically, the entity formerly known as Chris Rock Angel aka Simir'phim, showed up in the hallway, but not really. I think mostly just projecting their consciousness into our minds. Was like, hey, maybe don't keep going. Maybe turn around and go home, or everyone's gonna die. And we were like, can we help you accomplish your goals without you killing all of the psychics on this planet? And they were like, no. And we were like, well, then I guess we keep walking. And we just kept walking.
And then they said some ominous stuff.
They did.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
would you like to
No,
repeat your
it's-
ominous stuff?
It's fine.
Jeff, do you want to say your name again?
No.
Yes, you do.
You guys got to write it down. I'm not going to say it again.
It's
Maybe I will
Cross.
say it again.
You're gonna say it again. Come on.
I was.
He
You
wants
the
to.
person
Look at him.
who rereads a prophecy that ends the previous episode at the beginning of the next episode does not want to say.
Well, maybe I'll say again, Azakroth, the one who dreams, the yawning maw, first of the night, ancient among primordials and god of gods again.
Fair enough. All right, very good.
King of
Is that good for you?
kings.
Yeah, it's good for me.
Okay, okay.
Does that ring a bell with anyone here for any reason?
Who? What?
Any of those?
Hold up. I
Well,
actually
you gotta
already
say it
wrote
again
this
slower.
down in my
But also, Marcus
Shibboleth
didn't hear it.
wiki that I'm keeping at
No,
the
you're good.
bottom
Yeah.
of my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's ringing a bell of what we were colloquially calling the space squid from a prophecy a very long time ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because Yawning Maw is also in the most recent prophecy about stuff. We also have like the Alex prophecy, but that was mostly just sad enclosure
Yes.
and probably not about space
Oh.
squids.
And I believe that was the one that was given during Micah's dream walkthrough.
Micah's dream walk.
Micah had a fight with her parents, and Sky was at the
Oh,
table.
okay.
And then
Sure.
When I had, my little dream that Claire sucked everyone into by accident.
Yep.
We do that.
It happens.
It happens. It's all right.
It'll happen
Yes.
to you, Marcus.
What?
it sure will.
First
Marcus
of the
has
night
no
is
idea
from
what
something
anyone is
else.
talking about.
I don't think in this though. I think I'm getting a media
No.
reference.
What is it?
No, I don't.
First of the night.
Just think of Phantom. It's probably not Phantom.
It's not Phantom.
Anyway, there was also another name that was dropped. I don't think it was one. that
Var
had been-
Shimmy.
Veil Shimmy.
Damn it.
Oh, I just wrote down shimmy.
It's the
Is it because they
No,
can
it's
shimmy
that
the veil?
shimmy.
It's like shimmy question mark. That is what
it's a whole shack shimmy.
So we're going to take this character very seriously. Veil shimmy.
Well, what's great about it
Veil
is there
shimmy.
are precogs, so they could see through the veil that protects you from the future, but only if they
Oh.
shimmy. That's how I'm gonna remember it
Yep, there you
for
go.
forever. Anyway, okay, that's veil shimmy then.
Veil Shimmy. Yeah.
Got it. They are the precog
That is all you heard.
one of the shibboleth,
They said that they foresaw stuff. So I think.
but not us.
yes.
Curious.
No, we figured it out already.
Okay.
Chris told us. He's like, "Hey, it's Claire."
Well,
And a little bit
Sure.
more mysterious things. He's like, "Oh, you got a precog, we got a precog. Sometimes the precogs they don't play
It
so
could
well
also
together."
be the McRaven.
Uh-huh.
because he's so powerful.
So
He's
powerful
great.
and so great. All he's done is spend his time sleeping and getting people killed.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got feelings.
Damn.
I'm mad.
Anyway, on that note, I
Let's
believe you
go
guys
sleep and get people killed.
walked through Chris. God damn it, I can't remember his name. Simir'phim. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And when you looked back, they were no longer there. You find yourself still in the barracks. What do you guys do?
Well, we were speed walking / jogging / running to try to beat Zuri to the secret garden.
Yep.
So most
Let's do it.
decorum, I think, is gone
All right.
while we're doing that.
Yeah,
but
Marcus barely slowed down because why are you guys stopping? Let's go. Come on.
No, we told you what happened. You
Yeah.
might think we're crazy. But
Oh, I totally think you're crazy.
sure.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
So there's something that's not a bear that we
Yeah.
can see and you can't see.
Yep.
He's
This
been
is-
clipped. So.
I know. It's just they haven't met
No,
in
they
real.
they haven't. You
real
guys
Z
haven't
life.
met yet.
Okay.
You haven't had the opportunity,
Okay. Oh,
but you
boy.
will. Don't
All
worry.
right. Oh
The
no.
pleasure of their acquaintance.
Oh,
So I
jeez.
think as we're sort of moving down this hallway too, Nona's like, it takes a while. First, she's just kind of looking over at Micah and then looks over at Micah and is like, and then doesn't say anything. Like,
I think we're trying to move. We're on the prowl.
That's right.
If you're being very obvious,
No. It'll eventually get to the point. The idea being conveyed here is this is rather awkward, and Nona doesn't know what to say. She's going to say something along the lines of, Micah.
Yeah, so
Zuri is working with Devas.
They were like on the same part of the mission. Yeah.
Yes, and also Mr. McRaven said that Zuri was going to betray us.
I mean, Vaughn, has got a plan. It seems like Zuri's wrestling with some stuff, maybe making some bad choices. They're not going to betray us.
Micah, we are heading to a place where we are going to probably fight some people, and one of those people might be Zuri. And I would like to know what you would like us to do about that.
So I don't think Zuri would do that. If imagining a bad situation, if Zuri was there, please don't shoot my friend.
Okay. Even if they are trying to kill us, even if they are trying to kill all of the psychics on this planet, we should opt for non-lethal force.
No, come on. Like that.
No, I would like to be clear.
If I know you don't trust us, but this is your guy who said this. And you trust him.
All right. Yeah. No, I trust Vaughn. I trust that he's got a plan for all of this. If
not knowing
if
Mr.
something's
McRaven like you do, is there any chance that this plan involves Zuri dying?
No, that's not something he would be okay with. Yeah, for sure. Look, hypothetically, if that happened, we've got to do our mission. That's what's important. We got to stop Devas if he's up to shady stuff that we know he's up to. We're not going to need to kill my friend. If they are standing there against us, I guess we'll deal with that if that happens, and I'll try to talk to them again.
Zuri is your version of Terra. Zuri, somebody you care enough about that you desire to not kill them, even if they want to kill you or a bunch of other people.
Who's Tara?
It's not really the same thing. I mean, that's something I think we don't need to go into right now.
Okay.
Nona, I think I see where you're going with that. It's not going to be the same thing. But sure, if that helps you kind of see it my way. Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to come to that.
Understood.
But yeah, let's listen. I feel like we're ready to go. We figured out the strategy, and yeah, if Zuri's down there, I'll talk to them again. This has got to be just they're
misunderstanding.
They're going to come around. Definitely a misunderstanding.
Even all of the talk they have been doing about having a purpose.
I mean, we're like their family. They're struggling with some stuff and making some bad choices, but they'll come around.
Family is maybe not a good analogy to use here, considering your sister murdered our friend.
What?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we went over this, Marcus.
Did we go over that?
I don't know if we did.
I don't think we did.
I think it was mentioned, maybe not. I thought it was mentioned that there was another person who died. Recently.
Yes, but not
there
that
was.
It was.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, damn Nona. Seriously? That's pretty low blow.
I'm sorry.
Come on. Okay, I think we're enough on the same page. Let's just get there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Micah accelerates a little bit.
I think Marcus is going to look at Nona and just shrug and keep going.
Time to work on cardio, guys.
I'm 50. 40 something.
Yes, You guys are basically running from one end of a very large building to another end of a very large building after kind of spending the whole day running.
Do we have to exert?
No, Philip.
I'm just gonna keep
we have
jumping. Yeah, seriously.
No, it's
Jeff, you
fine.
forgot to give us homework.
Sir.
The bell rang. It's over.
So any more conversations that want to happen there? All right. So
I think
Megan
that struck a
just-
nerve. Where
Micah does not appear to be open to this, so none is gonna be quiet.
fair enough. So you guys are currently in the barracks heading towards the grand staircase. When you reach the grand staircase, the place is more in mayhem than when you first left it. There are turrets that are now out from their little cubbies in the walls and ceilings, firing almost indiscriminately. But Nona, you're very much aware that there is a method to this madness.
Yes, my pretties.
And
Kill. I mean, tase. Tase.
there's a lot of tasing going on.
Oh, jeez.
And there's some silence operatives that are getting taken down by these tasers. There are some that seem to be pushing through and incapacitating the ones that have been taken down. So you are seeing that the coup that you guys are a part of has started to break through into the palace itself.
Cool.
And I suppose you then head towards the big plaque that says Secret Gardens this way.
That is just the worst.
Do they
It's
really
not-
have that?
it's bad enough that we're like, oh hey, yeah, on this planet where nothing grows naturally, I just have this thing in what is supposed to be like a den of humbleness.
Mm-hmm. So I will say that there is no plaque. You guys have a
No. You said there's a plaque. Don't take that back.
That
Jeff.
was a joke.
I know.
You do have however, the floor plans.
Yes.
And there are a couple of other areas that seem to be more like cordoned off normally than the rest of this building. This building clearly had parts of it that were meant for public access, like the library, the offices, the barracks, the audience hall. All of these things were meant for, civilians and people in the chancellorship, like working under it, to work within this body of government. And then you start to turn your way down an area that clearly is a little bit more well defended, and you head in the same direction as the chancellor's quarters. And I think there's another one that you guys aren't visiting. Parliament. There's like a parliamentary meeting room, which would have been in the same area that I mentioned before, the one that's more public. But you were heading now towards kind of where the chancellor lived. And so you push your way through this group of people who it's crazy. It's mayhem. And as you start to head down this hallway towards the living area of the chancellor, things start to get a little bit more ornate, a little bit more gaudy. You see, wood framing on paintings and carvings out of wood. Like the owl structures.
Oh,
It has to be an owl or a bear. It can't be anything else, like
because it's got to be really bulky.
Yeah, exactly.
This must be roughly round shaped.
You push your way all the way until you find yourself in this large open area that is almost an outside indoors is the best way to describe it. Like a atrium. Atrium, I think, tends to have,
greenhouse?
not quite, but like just a big open area. The ceilings are tens, if not 100 feet high with big glass over top. And you see in front of you a structure that is almost a palace within this palace.
Oh.
You understand that to be where the chancellor stays.
So the chancellor lives inside of
It's a building in a building.
a building in a building.
Very similar to
Maybe Lost
like the
Week.
Sharp Claws, honestly. Like built into the tunnels itself, and then almost a building that has been carved out inside of those tunnels.
Mhm.
However, that is not the place that you're intending to go. The
Mhm.
place that you're intending to go is off to the side. You walk down a hallway until you start to feel the warmth and humidity
Really fast.
increase a little bit.
Was there anything around the chancellor's quarters?
It was surprisingly empty.
Mhm.
As you approached this, and you know from the direction of everything, this is further and further into the side of the mountain that this building is built into.
Mhm.
So it's almost like they built a building in front of almost like tunnels
Sure.
inside of this massive mountain that exists at the back end of Principa. As you've gone deeper into this building, there is less people. In fact, it has gotten eerily quiet. Whose phone number
Mine.
did you guys give Milo check?
Oh,
Milo,
no.
you hear a dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Amazing.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
I will in fact answer that. Thank you.
Is it Space Motorola?
Exactly.
Yeah, because you know it's the default
It's the
ring.
default. It's not was it toxic? And so you pick up, and it is Milo check.
Mhm.
And he says, "Hey, there was a group of people just in that the gardens that I saw near the back entrance. They seemed to be huddled around like some kind of statuette, and then they passed behind something. I couldn't quite see with the security cameras that I had."
I see. I am going to describe Devas as I've seen him, because we've seen him before this. So I know he's wearing something slightly different,
Mhm.
but I think he's still bald.
Yep. No, yeah, a bald guy, tattoos on his head and hands. He seemed to be directing them. In fact, when they got to the back, they stopped for a little bit, and he went off by himself momentarily, came back, and then they were able to pass through whatever was back there.
Great. Devas is beating us.
Remind me, Jeff, was going down into this area part of Devas's like stated mission, or
Nope.
Nah, didn't think so.
Nah.
Yeah.
You guys,
We suspected that he might be coming here.
as far as you know, the stated mission was to secure the palace. And so what your job was, along with Vaughn and the rest of the crew, was you've already completed it. It was to shut off the defenses and then wait for further instructions into how to secure the palace. This seems additional, or at least at the very least, you were not aware of what they were intending to do, but this was not discussed with you.
Yeah.
But Mr. McRaven did. He said, we're going to get all the things accomplished on our list, and then bonus final thing, we are going to race Devas to the underground.
He suspected that that's where Davis wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
Devas, not Davis.
Yeah,
Should we call Vaughn?
we can.
Let him know.
Did we see him being helped by your turrets when we left? Because, they were kind of in the middle of a pitched fight last we checked in.
We could
Directly?
check in again. It didn't seem to impede his fighting before.
True enough. All right. So where are we right now? Are we in the gardens, or?
You are in a passageway along to the gardens, but not necessarily there just yet.
Okay.
But you are starting to feel like the warmth and humidity of what might be like a greenhouse.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. I'll give Vaughn a call. Just say, hey, Vaughn, checking in. Yeah, we've secured the palace. We're, I think, heading toward the extra objective. Looks like Devas beat us to it.
Once more, because I assume you're going on the. Are you calling him, or are you using the walkie-talkie?
I guess, yeah, because we set up a secret channel, right? On
We
the
did,
walkie-talkie.
yes.
So, yes, on that.
His call sign is Corvette.
Hey.
Once more, you send that message, and it takes a couple of moments before anything comes back. But you hear a, and once more there is fighting. There is. It's like, hey, that is unfortunate. We are tied up a little bit at the moment right now. We will be back. We will be back with you. And let's say, hold on.
Oh, jeez.
15
My
minutes.
spine!
15 minutes. Got to make a good show of things here.
Help
We'll
me.
join up.
All right.
My
Yeah,
leg!
No, yeah. I don't know if we have that long. We're on top of it. All right. Yeah. Take care. All right. Yeah. They're still tied up. I think.
Literally or figuratively?
Who's to say? At
You
least
sound like he was doing things.
he sounded like he was.
Goddamn Kiki.
Yeah.
Chancellor.
Listen, who knows what happens in the palace? But yeah. All right. We gotta have it. And yeah, I don't even know that the chancellor had all of this like crazy excess, and like it feels like they're growing stuff over in this garden. Like you feel that, like it's so humid over here. Like I don't even know that was possible. I mean, they keep calling it a garden. I like, except for that one place, I've never seen anything grow on Orisiame.
Yes.
Marcus once more.
Yeah. Marcus once more out of the loop.
Has no idea what's going on. These people are fucking crazy.
And we have your daughter.
We gotta go.
When we gotta
Okay,
go.
yeah, we go to the garden.
And so
The secret one.
the secret garden. You continue down this pathway and you do indeed find this garden. It is a wide open area with rows and rows of planters, and almost every single plant in here is different from one another.
Wow.
There are many different types of exotic plants, flowers, fruit-bearing trees, just a wide assortment and very well kept, like clearly tended to. It is certainly like very, vegetal and overgrowing, but well kept. There's clear walkways. You take a quick look around and there are indeed several stone statuettes, kind of busts placed around. Amongst them, you see like the little nameplates, and they seem to be different Orsimian chancellors and important people. Just kind of like, here is an important person that we want to pay reverence to. And that is where you find yourself. The room is eerily quiet. There's maybe just fan that is kind of kicking on in the background for circulating the air, but there are no people here. Not even someone like messing with the plants.
Yeah, Micah's gonna look over to Claire when we come in here, like, because absolutely walked in ready to be mad, and is just kind of like at a loss for words. Like, if they could do this, why didn't they give it to anybody else? This isn't some like magical radioactive island or whatever. This is just like the raw ground. Why? It's so pointless and evil.
Would you like to set it on fire?
No,
It's kind of too pretty. Like, even though it was made for bad reasons, like, it's nice.
we need
to be shared with people.
Yeah, exactly. We need to know how they did it and give it to people.
Well, I think it was mostly just this dirt, as she kind of reaches into like one of the planters, because as you're aware, there is no like biosphere on Orisiame. Like every piece of ground is stone and rock. There's no dust or dirt or anything like that. And so there's really nowhere, unless you have a bunch of planters around. It's probably very expensive what they have in here to upkeep this. Like, not just because of all of the exotic things that they had to bring in, but Orisiame doesn't naturally support this. And so they would clearly have had to hired people who know what they were doing and probably paid a lot of money.
Temperature control,
Exactly.
humidity control.
Yep.
So you think like rich people importing wood, super rich people importing dirt.
Exactly.
It just keeps going.
It's just,
We're going to import
Importing
dirt and
air.
grow our own wood.
where does the corruption end?
This is the plot of the Lorax.
Oh God, it totally is.
Who's the one slur?
Oh no.
Not me. I do not speak for the trees.
That's so fair.
Oh no, that's a Lorax. The once there's the crabby old. I could be the crabby old guy.
You want to be you don't want to be like the twink that everyone on the internet's in love
Well,
with?
that's from like the movie version.
Yeah.
There's like a book
Yeah,
version.
that's true.
You gotta make them Sneeds.
Yeah.
Everyone needs.
needs a
Is it Sneed?
Sneed.
Sneed.
Yeah.
Sneed.
Where's your Lorax lore?
Ah, yeah.
Everybody needs a Sneed.
A
Embarrassing.
fine thing
It's
that all people
been
need.
20 years. Anyway,
He's a really good character though. The twink. I like him.
Oh yeah, no, he's great.
Are we watching the Lorax after this?
Yeah.
Dude, I
Is that what we're
fucking love. I haven't watched it yet this year. I need my yearly Lorax watch.
Yearly?
All right, hold on.
Sorry.
We gotta get back on track.
Sorry. Okay. I think
Dirt.
You're in a garden.
Lock in it.
Dirt, corruption.
I think
it's all around us.
as Micah and Claire, like Marcus is also from Arisayame, but I don't think like he said that explicitly,
Mhm.
really. So
Mhm.
maybe
I don't know.
the other characters aren't like aware of it, even though like things I've said have implied it. He has been to other planets and other galaxies, I think. Star system, at least.
You've definitely been
Um,
to different. What are they called? I think there's sectors and then there's systems. I think
Yeah.
the sector. You've been to different sectors.
Yeah.
That's like Magalka and Metanar.
Yes.
Basically,
Mhm.
solar systems.
Yes. So I've been to a different system, and I assume like the shock doesn't hit me as much as it hits Micah and Claire because I've been off planet for a bit. And also he's very stressed. A lot of stuff is happening. So can I do like some kind of survival check to look for footsteps in the dirt?
Ooh,
Near the
nice.
statues.
Yeah, I will say the dirt is contained within the planters themselves.
So-
And the
there's
planters are
no-
like up off the ground.
Yeah, they're kind of There's little wells that the dirt kind of exists in that the plants are in. Some of them are probably around waist height. Some of them are probably closer to the ground. But I will give you like a wisdom notice check or an intelligence check to try and see if like has anyone been by recently?
What
We're
were those
looking
options?
Wisdom or intelligence notice.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'll let everyone else roll for this as well.
I got an 8.
Okay.
Got a 7.
Okay.
11.
Ooh.
No. You guys start to spread out, trying to look for something that seems out of the ordinary.
Mhm.
Nona, you were given a brief description when Milochek called you. So
Right.
this was maybe
There's a statuette by the back entrance,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
You take a look around and you notice like, there's the camera that Milochek may have
Mhm.
seen, and here's where it was pointed towards. And so you look over into that corner. It's the back wall of the garden. You make your way over there and you see that one of these busts is slightly askew.
Askew, you said.
Askew.
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 Okay.
How skew we talking? It's like off of one foot.
Only
this
one
is a
skew.
bust.
Only
It's
one
only one
skew.
skew.
Singular skew. Got
Yeah.
it.
It is. So it's not
It's not gonna do
necessarily.
anything this
It
episode.
is. It's more rotated.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Everyone else is the bust is faced towards the entrance.
Mhm.
This one is slightly turned, like probably only like 15 degrees.
Mhm.
But you do notice that it has been moved.
Okay. I will call this out to the others. Also think, Micah, this might be a place to use your map.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. I'll pull that out. Yeah. The nanite map. Get a little 3D view of our local area.
I
Maybe
suspect there's a door, right?
it's probably a door in a tunnel somewhere.
Micah, you take out your map and the nanites start to fly out of the map making device. And you start to see the room that you're in, the plants around you. And it takes a little while, but you notice that there is just a trickling of dots that start to go away from you into the wall itself. Seems to be about a 2 or 3 people wide, like walking side by side. It's hard to make out fine details, but it does seem to go a small distance before it opens up slightly.
All right. Looks like it's that away.
Can we get a sense of how, like, we're talking secret tunnel here into a larger, do we know how thick the wall is?
The wall appears to be fairly thick. You would probably estimate it as probably 2 2 meters
2 meters thick.
thick.
Okay.
Lee.
Yeah. Wow. Seemed like they were like messing with this statue, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
I'm
prob-
guessing you can't just shoot it.
I mean, maybe I could. We could just do that.
You know your powers
Sure.
better than I do.
Fuck this place. I'll do it.
There's this episode of The Big Bang Theory where so and so is like, here's how to open this puzzle box. First, 1/4 turn this way, then a full turn that way. And she's like, does this box have sentimental value to it? The guy's like, no, why? You just hear a crunching noise. She's like, solve the puzzle. Anyway, this is what I propose we do.
All right. Hey, listen.
So
I'm not against it.
what are you doing?
So
Oh god.
yeah, I'm gonna aim where the map is saying that hole is, and I would like to level a telekinetic ram at that part of the wall.
Okay, can you remind me
Mhm.
what that is?
I'd love to. It's a main action. Commit effort for the scene. Target a tremendous uncontrolled burst of force at a single target within sight.
Mhm.
Requires time to detonate. Only goes off at the end of the next round. Blah blah blah. Some stuff about like moving living targets, which is not applicable here.
Mhm.
And it is sufficient to destroy any immobile civilian vehicle, create a 5-meter hole in anything short of hardened military fortifications, or do 5d12 damage on anything else as though hit by a heavy weapon.
And so you set yourself up. You once more point your finger at this wall.
Stance up.
And the telekinetic ram fires from you, and immediately you hear a metallic crunch.
Ooh.
The wall that was originally in front of you immediately bulges and cracks and falls away, and you notice that the stone that was in front of you was just a facade that was on top of a larger door. This door is one that is hardened military,
All right.
but it has been dented quite a bit by this attack as you hear it crunch. What is it, 5d12?
5d12.
That is a lot
Would you
of
like
damage.
to borrow some D12?
I would love to borrow a d12 or
I
4.
only have one out,
I have
actually.
two.
Yeah, not exactly the most common die to roll.
It really is not. Hold up, dice noises.
It's 2d12s for you.
Thank you. Oh, amazing.
Because it's so much better when you just get to roll a handful of dice,
Yeah.
you know?
Dice ASMR.
Exactly.
Okay, well, there's one good roll and then a bunch of not so great ones.
My dice did good.
Yeah, I did good. 4, 8, 19, 21.
Okay. So you line this up and it makes a pretty sizable dent in the shape of this door. You can see it a little bit more clearly now. It seems to open from the center, and the two doors kind of pull away from one another. You see the seam, and the seam has started to pitch open a little bit, but not enough for you to be able to see past what it is blocking. This all causes quite a loud wrenching noise.
Ooh.
And the door still remains.
While Micah is working on doing this, I will look at the statue and try and figure out the
So it's your
traditional
idea.
way of opening it. No, I know, but I think, can't you just do it again?
I can do it again. It is a question of whether it
Very
counts as
loud.
well. Yeah, very loud. Where that bridge has been crossed. If it's going to be functionally in the story a new scene by the time we get to the bottom,
I see.
because this does use effort for a little bit.
That's right.
But screw it, I'll do another one.
So I'm going to let Nona do her
Yeah.
thing as you're powering up.
It does take a
Another
little.
one?
It does take a little bit to go.
So it sounds like a total of like 2 or 3 rounds, maybe.
It takes 2 rounds to complete one firing of it.
Oh, okay. So it'd take 4 to do too.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff.
Okay.
We've got 24 seconds.
So Nona, what do you do with this statue?
I mean, it has been turned slightly off kilter. First of all, is there any like information on it? Who's the dude?
it is a bust of Chancellor Austere.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it turns. I will attempt to turn it.
Yeah, it is not attached to the bust itself is not attached to the pedestal at all. You turn it, and in turning it, you notice that these things are not actually connected to one another.
I can pick it up.
You pick it up.
Cool.
You notice that the pedestal itself has a little indentation in it that has a keypad.
Okay. So Enzo Sarah didn't know anything about the basement.
Yep.
Mhm.
Correct. So using his laptop in order to attempt to find the password here is not actually going to help. Devas left and went somewhere. Where is that?
Where is what?
Milo Check described that Devas went off camera in a direction to somewhere, basically recreating that scene. Can I figure out roughly, at the very least, in what direction he went?
Yeah, he went over to a corner, the back corner, probably the back right corner, that as you come in facing in. And so you head over there. As you do, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Actually, make a wisdom notice check for me,
Can I
please.
give her the help action? Is that a thing in this game?
Yeah. Please do. Meanwhile, Micah's like, and one again.
This it takes focus. I'm not really paying attention to
For
what you're
sure.
doing.
I think you're going to beat me to this. I just, maybe wanted to give Jeff some time to show off his puzzle.
Oh, no, sure. Instead of just beating down the door.
But beating down the door, it feels like our thing, right?
It feels good. It feels so good. Go for it.
What does the help action do?
Yeah.
You would roll against it as well, and I think you would give the
Oh.
person a bonus if you succeed. So you're just kind of like looking as well.
Oh, damn.
Hell yeah. There's no crits in this game. Damn it.
That is
What was
two
it? Wisdom
successes.
notice?
Yeah, wisdom notice.
14.
Nice.
Damn.
I got a 10.
Okay.
I helped.
You did.
Oh,
That's about as much as you were physically able to.
How am I going to describe this? Okay. Nona, you go off to where Devas was described to go to, and it is a nondescript corner. You see some planting materials. Probably this is where there's a little supply closet back there. You get a tingling sense, but that's about it. There's nothing that jumps out at you. There's no something on the wall that just has numbers written on it. There's nothing that would explain why he left the group to go over here and then was able to know that number.
Giving the vague tingling sensation and given the amount of metadimensional fuckery that has happened to me on this God's forsaken planet, is there metadimensional fuckery happening in this corner?
This feels like metadimensional fuckery, but not ongoing one.
He was talking to his buddies, right?
There's a similar sense of there was an offness when Simir'phim showed up earlier. You feel that offness again, but it's a lingering feeling, not necessarily one that is ongoing. But it gave you the same sense as you were walking away from your interaction with Simir'phim.
Gotcha. I will share this information with people.
Tingling?
Devas is talking to the shibboleth in order to... He cheated.
Oh.
He got the cheat codes
Meanwhile,
from angels.
Micah, what did you roll?
Yeah.
Just another
Come on.
Bam.
Send your kids back to camp.
Do you need another one?
Yeah.
I need one more. Thank you. Oh, that's not looking too bad. Let's see. 10, 16, 21, 22.
Okay. The door, once again,
Now
cracks a little bit more, and you start to see gaps.
Okay.
Not big ones. In fact, probably nothing more than pinholes that you could maybe glance through, almost like a keyhole.
Mhm.
It is still intact, but it doesn't look very good. This thing is starting to wrench out of its sockets in some places. You see the mechanism that it's using to kind of lock in with some of itself. These metal rods that go from one to the other have been bent. Some have been completely sheared through. Some just slightly sheared through. Maybe it would only be one more.
Let me in, motherfucker.
While
I
that's
was going to
happening,
say, if you don't necessarily want to use that, I do have another thought of something we tried, but you can go
I
first.
think Marcus is just going to go up to the keypad and put today's date in. Because
You would.
it seems
Yeah.
You know, they've been planning for this. You know,
Yeah.
Yes, it's
he's gonna.
good.
So he's
I
gonna do
swear
that.
to God, if this is the code.
You put in the code, and I do have a code in mind.
I'm sure. No, I know you do. I was just hoping that was it.
It is
Because Marcus is
unfortunately
thinking
not.
like,
It's just like Sarah's laptop. The code is 69420.
no, that was can't spend if you're dead! Exclamation point 69.
Sorry. Yes.
I
of
have
course.
that on my wall. I kept it.
It's his mantra.
Inspirational. Some people put like the cat
But
poster.
no, I mean, he like Nona's doing something. Mike is doing something. He was like, "Fuck, they've been planning for this day for decades." So
Mhm.
I like
today's
that. That's
date.
like good logic.
It does not work, unfortunately.
Damn. Maybe they got the date off. Just didn't happen to be today.
There was actually some. It was originally supposed to be months in the future. Perhaps try that.
Can I do that date?
What months in the future?
They moved it up.
They did.
Oh,
There was
right.
an original
Mhm.
date
That's true.
planned.
That's
months
true.
in the
Can I put
future.
that date in?
You can.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Oh fuck.
Son of a.
I feel like because he's doing like the dad thing with his glasses like down, and he's just like. Boop, 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 boop. Meh.
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You said the statues are also not, the busts are not attached to their pedestals.
No.
Just gonna start knocking stuff off.
Yeah, you absolutely can. And do you still have the one of Chancellor Austin?
Oh, I
in your hand?
smash that on the
Do
ground
you like
as
just
hard
like
as I can.
Oh, you don't drop it. You just
Yeah.
throw it
on the
Yeah.
ground.
Breaking
throw
stuff
it
is fun.
and you smash it on the ground, and it is made of stone,
Uh-huh.
but some of the more delicate features fracture off. In
It
fact,
broke his nose.
his nose breaks off, and also there's now a fairly large crack through the neck.
Nice.
If you picked it up and threw it again, you think you could get it.
No, I think we're going for breadth over depth here. We're gonna just go at all the chancellors.
All right, so you go through, and some of them are chancellors. Surprisingly, they look very similar.
Oh, that's crazy.
They're not
Very-
exactly the same,
Mhm.
like 1-to-1, but there are a few chancellors around. Oftentimes, they have this one word kind of emotive name that tries to grasp the time that they ruled for. You also see various scientists, members of industry
Sure.
around as well, and you're like, started the shipping industry on Orisiame after the Scream. Smash.
Well, actually, I think I would just focus the chancellors. We're mad at the government right now.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Capitalism's
Okay,
fine.
In more seriousness, I do have the Mobots, and I believe they also have some wall taking down capabilities. I'm not
Oh.
100% sure
Is
on
that right?
You'd have to read me their abilities.
Well, you never actually sent me their abilities, but their original intended purpose was to carve a place where I think like they were going to show off where Terra was, right?
Ooh.
Yes, they have meta tools. The 2 meters is going to take a while to get through.
What about with my holes I banged up?
Yeah.
Again, the holes are like just
You're bending the
you're
thing.
bending the thing. It's still 2 meters.
Could-
Actually, while you guys are all doing this, I assume Micah, you're charging up for
Charging
another
up
go.
another hyper beam.
Alrighty.
You're focused. You're doing your best to hit the same spot over and over again. It is the best way to punch through, as you're well aware. And so you're focusing on this area, and you notice something strange. There's not a light that comes from the little gaps that are starting to appear, but almost you see like a shadow.
Oh no.
And it's
On the
it's
other side of the gigantic door or inside
No,
of them?
starting to move out
Oh,
of the
no.
cracks.
No.
Little tendrils of smoke, almost.
Can I smack it?
I think like doing the telekinetic ram takes like complete dedicated focus. So I think like Micah can like see that, but is not like if she ducks out, I think like the effort is just kind of wasted. So
No, for sure.
yeah,
I think
so it's still going, but might like try and like give a little grunt of alert to
Yeah.
to Nona.
I mean, it will obviously protect you from this smoke monster.
Nona is mid, like, with a statuette above her head, like, throws one down. Micah goes, guys, as this thing, because it only takes like a couple of seconds to go, right?
It takes like 12 seconds.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I think that gives you enough time to have a few people come over and see what is happening. But you see this wisp of smoke just start to creep its way out into the garden itself. At first glance, it almost just looks like a shadow, but you notice that it starts to creep along until eventually enough of it is out that you can see that there are digits.
Oh no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's a hand that seems to be reaching out of the cracks in the door, and a full hand starts to appear. And
Marcus is gonna shoot it. Marcus, immediately. As soon as it forms a hand, Marcus is shooting it. Like, no, literally.
Bang, 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 bang.
No, I'm shooting that thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it. No, don't. No warning to anyone.
Not about it. Not about it.
Nope. That is a.
Oh, that's
bad. That is a 13 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Oh
Nice.
hell yeah! And I rolled 9 damage with a mag pistol.
Okay.
nice. Mag pistol.
So you see, Marcus,
You
you
also
see
have a mag
this
rifle.
wisp start to come out and form a
Yes, I
hand,
fucked
and you're immediately like, not about that
Not
life.
about that. No.
Takes out your gun and you shoot it right through its palm, and the shadow just immediately dissipates.
Okay.
Micah, rolled your damage again.
Okay. One more time.
go.
Gonna destroy this door.
Maybe we shouldn't destroy. I think he's gonna say this
I-
as you're like about.
Maybe we
the
shouldn't.
door should stay closed.
Ha, bitch.
Please, Micah, say that.
26. Kamehameha, bitch.
This was the most damage you've done so far, right?
That's
It is.
right.
With this third and final telekinetic ram, all of your force comes behind it onto this door, and it wrenches open. It is the worst noise sound you guys have ever heard in your goddamn
metal on
lives.
metal.
Like metal
Ugh,
on metal,
terrible.
wrenching, ripping apart.
I don't know, Jeff. That sounds like victory to me.
And either side of the door rips away from one another as the entrance is now completely open to you. And you look down the hallway and you only see blackness. It's almost as if the light itself can't push into the hallway as you start to see some figures crawling on the ground,
Oh no, Jeff.
on the walls,
No.
on the ceiling.
No.
Let's roll for initiative.
No,
No,
Jeff,
no,
why have you
no.
done this? I can't even watch horror movies, man. I can't do
You've
this.
listened to this podcast. You know he does this,
But
right?
this feels creepier than normal. Also, I'm here. there were times when I was listening to other episodes, like when I was like Home Alone and like cleaning or whatever, and I'd be like, we're not. I'm not listening to this anymore.
No.
I'm gonna switch. This is D8.
D8 plus Dex.
Thank you.
Okay. Give me initiatives.
2D8.
One.
Well, I rolled
Oh,
two
You
that's
roll
right.
2D8 and take
Mm-hmm. Because we are alert. I got an 8.
I got a 6.
I got a 2.
Woo!
Woo. I just really wanted to smash some statues.
You got a 6, Marcus?
Yes.
And Claire got a. That's wrong die.
Yeah, I was
it was
gonna
like
say.
an 18.
18.
Wow.
On a
Claire.
D8. That's crazy.
Amazing.
Claire gets a 4.
I'm gonna say that I used my mag pistol instead of my mag rifle
Okay.
to shoot the hand because he was just like, ha!
Quick draw.
Yeah, quick draw.
It's a
Didn't have
little
time to
easier
get the
to-
rifle around his back.
Sounds good.
Yep.
I mean, you killed it. It's dead now. It can't hurt you.
Yeah, I can't. I feel like because like Marcus's backstory, which people don't know yet, but basically he was doing like mercenary work.
Yeah.
So he didn't really fuck with all this kind of weird shit. So this is really
He was just dealing with normal ass people breaking their fingers and legs.
Yeah. Normal.
Jeff, can I ask a
Wholesome
question
things.
before we jump into this?
Yeah,
Do these things on the walls and ceiling look familiar?
they do indeed look familiar.
Amazing.
In fact, I will remind folks what they.
Oh no.
So, Marcus, these things are weird, and you've never seen anything
I'm terrified.
the likes of them before. Micah and Nona, these look very familiar.
Oh no.
And I want you to make no check.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kirsten knows.
it'll be a 6.
Let's see if. Let's see if I don't
No. In.
No.
know.
That's
9.
-1 is 5.
Well, this is good because Kirsten, you seem to be the one who remembers what these
Are
are.
these Brith Crawl's minions from our warehouse fight?
Oh my
They
God.
do
Deep
indeed seem to be
I am
that.
the lore master. Fear me. Love me.
And they are coming for you guys.
Oh God.
Top of the order is Micah. So you blow a hole in this and you see these things crawling towards you. What do you do?
And they feel vaguely familiar, but I don't remember the specifics, even though I do, but that's not Micah.
Yeah. And here is one caveat. We have 4 on the board right now. I have 3 black pawns and 1 white pawn.
Mm-hmm.
You look farther into the distance. The few spaces in front of you are a wreckage of metal and stone and electronics. That is going to be difficult terrain if you go along the ground. They do not appear to be going along the ground.
Oh, no.
Except for the one in the middle of the hallway. That one is standing just right in front of you. You look farther into the back of this corridor, and as I mentioned before, the light doesn't seem to go past a certain point. It almost feels like the blackness, the shade is shifting. And that is what these little wavy lines are.
Oh, so the shaded part on the ground is just normal, difficult terrain?
Yes.
Yeah. So right in front of us where the door got broken down is, a bunch of rubble and stuff. Far back there. So even with the low light vision of the Inquisitor visor, am I still unable to see way back there?
It is almost like a black liquid, kind of undulating and twisting and spinning.
And was I noticing anything about this figure
Yes.
in the far back,
So
right
there
before kind of where the darkness sets in?
There are 3 in front of you that seem smaller, a little more ethereal. There's one that is closer to this shimmering, twisting black mist. It appears to be more solid, more stable. You see its hands are less of just like this wispy mass of nothingness, and you see long talons. But it still seems to be mostly a silhouette at this point.
So like I saw what Marcus shooting the first one of those hands looked like. It just kind of disappeared pretty easily. So it looks like that one's more corporeal though.
Yes.
Okay. I think I will probably try and aim at that one.
Mm-hmm.
I will say because there's so much stuff on the ground here, I think Mike is going to try and get a better vantage point. And so I've had both my telekinetic armory, but also kinetic transversal on just passively, so no one can psychic static me when we find Inquisitors. So I'm going to use that transversal to walk up the broken side of the door, if that is reasonable footing to have.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm going to go a bit of a ways just up this wall and then try and take a shot way down at the more physical one.
What's our scale here?
Each one of these are about 2 meters.
Sounds good.
So yeah, that's why like that was like the entire length of the door.
Makes sense.
So you're kind of like walking up onto the door and then kind of peeking in. Is that the idea? Are you actually inside of this hallway?
I'm trying to go like up, and then like if the doors are sort of buckled inward, sort of like stay on the surface of the door.
The side by us though.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically you're pressing up against the wall, but actually up on the wall. Yeah.
Up on the wall.
I understand what's happening. You don't need to continue to hold yourself up.
I think you should. It adds realism.
Yes.
It's for me.
Important to know that I'm parallel to the floor. Everyone has to know that.
Okay. So you're firing at the white one?
Yeah. If that stands out, I will do that. That's a 26 to hit.
26 does indeed hit.
Okay.
Good job.
Oh, you have extra tokens, Jeff.
Don't worry about
What
it.
are you doing?
Oh, he generates, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is an 8 plus 3, 11 damage.
Okay. 11 damage.
Oh, no.
11 hands.
Jeff's doing something with his tokens.
It's
Oh,
just more to keep track because there's going to be a lot of them. What?
oh boy.
Nah, don't worry about it. All right. Marcus, it's now your go.
All right. How much ammo does a mag rifle have? Because I don't have that written down. I have the range and I have the damage.
10.
Thank you. All right. Marcus is scared shitless. But first, are they like making any noise? Like, are they like, I don't know. like
You're
are
scared
they,
shitless.
are they
You're trying
just
to
like,
add more stuff.
well, I mean, are they like talking to us? Or
No,
do they
it's
seem
more just,
do they have faces?
They don't have faces.
Okay.
The one in the back seems to have
I
the
can't see that one
closest
from
to
where
it.
I
Yeah.
am.
Micah would see this. The one in the back, the most corporeal one, seems to have the closest thing to a face. You start to make out features, whereas the other ones are just almost silhouettes made.
Okay.
They got them Slender Man
Person.
vibes.
Yeah. As for the noise that they're making,
Mhm.
it's just very
Nice.
like windy,
The
almost
sound that
like
smoke makes when it wants to be evil in
Yeah,
cartoons.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. And they're just coming for us. Like they're just.
Oh, they're going.
Oh, great. All right. Yeah.
They're coming right for you guys.
All right. I'm gonna aim for the one that is like directly in my line of vision, kind of closest to Micah.
Okay.
Marcus is scared out of his mind and rolled a 1, so that does not hit.
No, Marcus.
I assume it doesn't hit.
Well, what is the total to hit?
I guess it's a 10.
That does not hit.
Yeah. So, yep.
Marcus, you are a little startled by
Yeah.
these things. This is probably the weirdest stuff that you've seen.
And
And
that's
you're like,
saying something.
you're not ready for this. You're a
Nope.
little bit off. It's now Claire's go. Claire
This
is
is that one
going
ammo.
to
Yes.
Oh,
If you fire it, it's always 1 ammo. Unless you're
Move
firing in burst mode, which you can do,
here.
which gives you a +2 to hit and a +2 to damage.
But how many ammo is that?
That does 3.
Okay. And then we have to take like a turn action
You take
to,
a turn
to reload.
to reload. That's right.
I don't think I've ever shot in burst mode. What things can shoot in burst mode? Just rifles?
I forget, but I know the mag rifle is one of them.
Thanks.
I think, yeah, you'd have to check the thing.
Yeah.
The rifles tend to be one of them.
Got it.
Claire rolled a total of 10, so she's not going to be able to do anything
Sad.
either. No.
Okay, I would like to activate my grav harness
Okay.
to do 20 feet of clumsy flight.
Okay.
I'm going to be up over the pedestal that used to hold Chancellor Austere before I threw him on the ground,
Nice.
Okay.
but trying to be up so I can't necessarily be grabbed.
People just leaving me on the fucking ground.
Sounds
That's right.
reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, Claire's got one too,
Can
I
you?
think.
So there's clumsy movement, but does it say hovering?
It says clumsy flight.
Okay. Hovering is different than flight. I
Okay.
feel like I'm going to make you, in order for you to hover in place with this, I'm going to make you make a pilot check.
Okay.
Ooh,
It'd probably be Dex pilot.
it's a new one. We haven't done that before.
That is.
And I'm going to say I want a 8.
Well, it was 7.
Okay. So I'm going to let you
Move to that
Move to
location.
that location.
Can I land on the thing?
Yeah.
Great. Because now I have the high ground. We all know what that means.
It's going to go great.
Yeah.
But
and
I'll
then-
let you attempt that again. You
Oh,
tried
sure.
to hover and you came down a little funny.
Fine. And then I am going to throw a grenade.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
A normal
grenade
or a
Whereabouts?
A normal grenade. We don't F with these things.
So fair.
What is
I actually forget.
I think it's the radius is 10 meters, isn't
I
it?
thought so. So I thought I could hit
I think you can
all
hit all of them. I think you
4
need
of
to
them?
roll to hit against a C10.
a 10. That's
Yeah.
right. And I can roll a shoot to do so.
Yep.
No, that's not going to work. Great. Good job, dice. Yeah, that's only an 8. So I believe it bounces in a random direction.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh no.
So you were trying to fit it down a hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what we're going to do. There are currently 1, 2, 3 lanes.
Mhm.
I'm going to have you roll a D4.
Mm-hmm.
On a 4, we're going to re-roll it. 1 goes down this lane. 2 goes down this lane. 3 goes down this
Do you
lane.
want me to just roll a d6 and we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yeah, please do. So 1, 2, and then 3, 4.
4.
Okay,
Middle
so
one.
that goes down the middle one. All right. Then I want you to roll. Let's say you were aiming here. So I'm going to have, let's do the roll D10. 1 to 2, so on and so forth.
8.
8. So that ends up here. Then I think that still gets everything,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2.
should do. And
Yeah.
hopefully I'm high enough on the ground that doesn't also hit me.
Yeah, the biggest thing.
You're behind the door.
You're
It might
behind the
hit
door.
I'm
me.
also behind the door.
Yeah. So you were a little off. You flung it a little bit harder. You almost nicked the top wall and have it bounce back towards you. But it does indeed go down the hallway, and it does still capture everything. Man, I wanted that to bounce back and blow up on you guys. That would
No.
be fun.
How could you?
I believe it's 2d6.
I'm checking right now. My apologies.
Grenades are 2d6, yes.
Beautiful.
And then
To
I
hit,
think they
roll
get
against
an
AC 10.
evasion saving throw.
An evasion saving throw to take half damage, and I believe AC 15 or above takes one less
Okay.
per AC above.
Sounds good. One saves. The one in the back saves, but I'm not entirely sure that's going to be enough to save him. What's the total damage?
6.
6.
Nice. Expected value.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't like all these little extra tokens that you have, Jeff.
It's literally just counting damage for them.
You've never done that for any other?
Well, because there's going to be more guys. Normally he would just do guy 1, guy 2, guy 3, but the guy in the
I
back
see.
spawns more dudes.
Oh, God.
We don't know that.
We do. We saw him do it.
Well, no, actually, so yeah, to clarify, what we saw that I think I remember was the unnamed, Bioscion, one of the shibboleth, had
Mhm.
like creepy shadow hands and stuff coming out of its body.
Oh, did he not shoot people also?
It might no, it might have been people. You're right, but the guy that I shot at doesn't look specifically like that enemy, or does it?
No.
I didn't think so.
Oh, okay.
None of these figures look like Brith Kroll.
Oh, cool.
Brithkroll,
AKA Gluttony, AKA the hulking gorilla.
Hulking gorilla.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, everybody's
Metal
got
Alchemist.
12 names in this, and I am not helping with the whole
You're
Chris and
adding-
Robin thing. I just
you're
keep
adding to
adding
them.
names.
And so these guys are going to go,
Oh,
and they are going to surround you, Nona.
Mhm.
Are
They
they
can do
hampered
that.
by the terrain?
No, because they're on the walls and ceiling.
Right.
Oh, they're
1,
right next to
2,
me.
3, 4. And so that one's going along the ground. So that'd be an extra 2. So that'd be 6. So, okay. That one can't make it. This guy's going to be here.
Okay. So yeah, the more corporeal one I was shooting at is also moving up toward where the rebel is.
Are they also on the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 of them are going to attack you, Nona.
Mhm.
They reach out with you with their misty hands and swipe. I assume a 7 and a 9 does not hit.
They do not.
The one in front of you, Micah, also goes for you. You guys just have pretty insane AC. Yeah, 13, I assume, does not hit.
It does not.
Cool. This one here, the one that appears to be a little bit more corporeal than its friends, does not attack it. It crawls up along the wall and it starts to coalesce just a little bit more. Its body once more starts to form into, it seems like almost like a physical being. In fact, you start to miss like out on the mistiness of it, and it starts to almost turn into like this jet black creature with these white eyes with no pupils just peeking out. And you see this toothy grin
Oh,
of
no.
black razor sharp teeth as its claws start to dig into the rock that it is holding on to. Very much physically a part of the world.
Horrifying.
Oh.
And then we got some fun things.
Oh.
We got some fun things.
I don't like it when Jeff has
I
fun.
mean, either.
Let's get some fun things going on here. Okay. That's interesting.
Oh, they're different colors now.
You put those back in the box, thank you.
Oh.
And 2 more start to pull out of this mist, almost as if being borne by it. The tendrils of the mist start to like pull away. In fact, these 2, one appears very corporeal, similar to the other one that crawled up the wall closest to Micah now, but didn't attack. The other one is in this semi-corporeal, ethereal state. But you notice as these things step out, this swirling black mist seems to dissipate just a little bit. And we're at the top of the order, Mike. It's now your go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I've got a good view of all that's going on. This is a long shot. Can I notice anything else about like, did it seem like those were born like straight out of the dark mist? Did it seem like maybe if I charged into it, there would be something inside of there? I realize it's darkness, so you can definitely tell me no, but
You can't see anything past the film that seems to just completely block the tunnel farther in.
Mhm.
So you can't see any farther into this at all. You do notice, though, that the deepness that you saw once before seems to dissipate slightly. There's a little bit more that you could maybe, can I make out a light behind there? But maybe it's just a trick of the mist kind of writhing.
All right. Well, yeah, there's enough of these things kind of right on top of us. I can't afford to try and mess around in there too much. I think I gotta stay the course. So one of the shadowy ones is on top of me right now.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I've kind of just got to deal with that right now. So I'm gonna, change out my rifle into my I-beam and try and smack that one away.
Okay.
A 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And we've got 4 damage.
You take a swing through this and you pass right through its entire being, bifurcating it in two, and it just slowly starts to fade away, like smoke kind of just dissipating.
Distressing. Okay. One more question about the one I had shot at before that is crawling on the opposite wall to where I am. You said it's got like these claws on its hands, mostly, and that's kind of how it's clinging onto the wall.
Yes.
All right. Well, that does look terrifying, but if it's gonna start attacking anyone, better me than my friends. So I'm gonna use my Inquisitor super jump and get over kind of in its way and land on the wall next to it.
I see. And yeah, because you have the transversals still kind of like up. So you jump into the hole itself and land right in front of this thing face to face, and seems to be able to vocalize a little bit as it snarls at you. But that's your go.
I thought you were going to say Slipfield. It falls off the wall and looks really dumb.
Marcus, it's now your go.
Yep. If Marcus were to like grab Claire and try to move her behind him, how would you have me do that?
I feel like that might be an action to do, like move someone.
Okay.
You could also just punch him.
What?
I said punch him.
Oh, it's not Claire. I'm not gonna punch Claire.
No, not Claire.
Yeah.
The thing's next in.
Oh, he's very freaked out.
Fighting Claire.
Marcus is freaked the fuck out. I'm gonna use my. I mean, I feel like it wouldn't occur to him that he could punch it. He also doesn't really want to touch it, so he's gonna shoot it instead. And I have a thingy, so I can use pistol-sized weapons in melee range
without losing.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I'm gonna shoot it with. I still have the mag pistol, so I'm gonna shoot it with the mag pistol. That is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Yay. That's 11 damage.
Similar to the one that Micah was fighting, you shoot it twice in its chest and it just starts to fade away.
Oh god. So I think then he's gonna run over and put himself between. Is that? Can I do that?
You can do that.
Put himself kind of between the one closest to Claire and Claire.
Sounds good. It's now Claire's go. Claire, what weapons do you have? Do you have a?
She's got a baton.
She does have a baton. She's going to swipe that baton because that's her only melee weapon right now.
It's almost like I wanted to make sure everybody had melee weapons moving forward.
You know,
because it's really inconvenient to not.
That's useful to have. She'll swing at this thing and she will indeed hit it. So she swings at this thing, and as she swings through, the baton and the being seem to have a strange interaction. You almost notice it start to vibrate as the baton passes through this thing, and it explodes in a mist. Not similar at all to how Micah and Marcus's attacks went, where they just seemed to fade away, almost losing their grounding in this plane. But this one seems to be almost forced out a little bit more aggressively. Mechanically, you guys know that the metadimensional damage that would normally be done to psychics, that gets added as damage instead. to
So
these things.
same thing as which the touched Inquisitors.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I think statistically speaking, it's still better for me to use my gun.
It's now no.
Okay. When I threw the grenade last time, area of effect thing,
Yep.
did it do anything to the wall of shadow? Do I get any sense that attacking that would do anything?
Make a wisdom, an intelligence check for him, please.
13.
You could pretty clearly, you were watching this. Like, this is something that you were keeping in mind as well. It shimmered for a moment, but didn't seem to lose any of its opacity. So you would hazard that this doesn't seem to be affected by conventional weapons.
Oh, I really want to go smack that wall is the thing. It's a terrible plan. Been yelled at for it before. But I'm pretty sure I can hit a wall, and I'm not sure I can hit any of these other guys with how I'm rolling today.
Follow your heart.
Okay, but are you, Micah, gonna get mad at me then? Probably.
No.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I could just get there. Okay, yeah, we're wasting daylight. I'm going to move down the hallway and smack the wall with the baton.
All the way down the hallway.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
30 meters, Jeff. I can jump 30 meters.
Right. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. You absolutely can do that. Yeah.
Right between the two that are standing there.
That's why I was figuring people were going to yell at me, but also
Well,
the only thing I can hit.
Marcus is not noticing. He's freaked out.
So
Yeah.
You're not going to notice when someone eats themselves.
He's gonna notice that. He's just gonna be like,
all of a
I didn't
sudden,
realize that was exactly what it
Nona.
meant. Yes, you're getting yelled at.
Okay, thank you.
I'm reminded of a scene in El Dorado when they're starting to lower themselves down into the
Yes.
sea.
And then
and
there's
they
a
see-
horse.
They see an apple fall and like, huh, that's weird. And then the horse goes, "Phoom." Micah, that is what you see right now as Nona just yeets herself down this hallway, all the way next to this thing, and you swing with your baton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No need to roll to hit.
Cool.
Just roll
Thank
the
God.
D4.
Only D4.
Yeah.
D4 plus 1, but no physical damage.
Yep.
Got it. Come on, thingy. 2 plus 1.
Okay.
3. Amazing. Oh, does it double or just normal? Can I tell?
It is really hard to
I'm attacking a wall. That's fair.
understand what you're doing.
Mhm.
It does something though.
Cool.
You put this baton through and there's some substance to it, but it's not completely physical. It's almost like, pushing the baton through water, but as you do, you see this entire wall of shifting mist start to shake and vibrate. In fact, where you pass this through, you see almost like you're carving a line through it that then quickly gets congealed back up, almost like you're running like a spatula through a thick sauce or something like that.
Are we hungry?
I am.
I'm also hungry.
We're
Everybody
almost
wanna
done.
Get pizza after this?
And it appears to be less stable than it was before.
Okay.
It is not completely gone, but it has absolutely done something to this film.
Cool.
It is now the minions' turn.
Oh, God. There's overalls everywhere.
So
Thank you for laughing at that. It was a really bad one.
these two are gonna move for no reason.
Okay.
So they move a little bit further in, but they're still in melee range of you.
Mhm.
And all of them are going to attack the people that they're next to. So Micah, the one in front of you, takes a swipe.
Yeah. So I have a question. I realize it's a foolish one, but does it have to take a claw out of the wall to attack me? Does it destabilize its grip in any way?
I mean, it can hold itself with one hand still.
Freak.
Does an 18 hit?
That's my AC. Yes, it hits.
Okay.
Oh, Jeff made a face.
I forgot how much these guys do.
Oh boy. That's a lot of dice.
Mm-mm.
Uh-uh.
Mm-mm.
That's oh boy, that's 18 damage.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Ow.
I rolled very well.
I just checked my HP. I haven't healed since
Same.
Yeah.
in a hot
I
minute.
offered.
Oy.
Micah, as this thing reaches out and grabs you and rends your skin, it is a different type of pain than you have experienced before. There is just something other about it. And these two are now attacking Nona.
Mhm.
Assume a 7 does not hit.
No.
An 8 does not hit. Get that shit out of here.
Don't worry, Jeff. You're about to get more guys.
What? Oh, wow. Oh, I'm rolling well on those.
Oh, one more guy. One more purple guy.
Yeah, purple are the more dangerous ones.
And one more.
Yeah, and the white ones apparently upgrade into purple ones as time goes on, which
Yeah.
is fun.
As this happens, these last two seem to pull out the last of whatever was in front of you. The mist is now completely gone, and you see in front of you, probably several tens of meters down this hallway, is a small opening with an elevator door. But also 2 more things came out of the mist next to you.
Mm-hmm. Do they get to attack this round?
No,
or-
they do not.
Okay, cool.
I'm worried about what you have planned. You seem like you have I'm just going to hold a grenade or something like that.
jeez.
Kind of like craziness in your eyes.
Well, it really depends on what these guys are trying to do and how fast they can move, you see. Because if they're trying to block the way is clear now and I could go forward.
That's very true.
And then I feel like they would kind of be contractually obligated
To chase
by
you?
their evil overlords to chase after me.
Okay.
And I can move really fast.
Bite.
Basically, I mean, I can, on my turn, assuming nothing else terrible happens, I can just disengage, right? I'm not going to fight these guys. I'm terrible at hitting things. I can hit the wall.
That's very fair. So we're at the top of the order. Micah, it's now your go. There don't seem to, at the very least, what has been spawning these things is now gone.
Nona.
We can leave now.
All right. So and we're working on a 2-dimensional grid here. Are these guys on the walls, on the ceiling? What's with the ones around
They
Nona?
walked out of the, so they're all on the ground.
Okay. I would love to set down a slip field.
Of course you would.
Beautiful.
Now I have a question. So I'm tangoing with this one kind of up on this wall and a little bit away. I have a 10-meter diameter on my slip field.
Yeah.
Could it go far enough on the wall to also hit this one that's next to me?
Yeah, real quick, I'm curious. Is it only one plane? Is it all planes?
I choose a point and a 10-meter diameter, which exists in 3 dimensions.
Okay.
5-meter radius.
God, we're going to have to Pythagorean theorem this shit.
Nah.
Triangles up on the wall.
Yeah. Decreases friction at a point in sight up to 10 meters in diameter are affected.
I think if you wanted to hit those two, it also can't hit this one, I believe.
Really? What if you 10-meter diameter, place it in the
Yeah.
middle of the thing, get them on the edge?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
that
I
is
think you
right.
can hit all of
If you
them.
think that's legit,
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Oh,
And you can choose who this affects?
Yes.
Okay.
I can choose who it affects and they make an evasion save.
Yep.
And this is my last effort for the scene before cutting into my passive stuff.
Gotcha.
So it's
I
for all of
appreciate
them.
you. Thank you for killing the door. I didn't want to do a puzzle.
It didn't feel like we were going anywhere too fast with that.
I just wanted to hear the Zelda. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Well, you got the crunching of metal on metal.
Yeah,
Does that
yeah,
not
so much
count?
better.
That same ditty, but like very warped, like you broke the music box.
All of the scarier ones slipped.
Hell yeah.
Get down.
Annoying.
Amazing. Okay. So that one that was next to me now falls off the wall.
Yes, I suppose it does. Onto the rubble.
Smack.
Hooray.
Here with the rest of the garbage.
Where you belong. All right. Well, shoot, that's good news. I'm gonna jump over to help Nona, I think, because there are still 2 standing that are next to her on the ground.
Mhm.
But your intention is to
I was just gonna leave.
Try and move forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just because it's on the ground, I don't think necessarily. I guess it depends on how far everything is.
Fair question. I thought we were in kind of a tall area so that it would be out of range.
This is very much the tunnel itself is makeshift.
I see.
They spent all the money on the secret garden. They had to cut corners, and by that I mean they didn't cut corners.
Right.
It's
I'm
round.
going to say you're too tall. You're too high above this thing for it to make an attack of opportunity. But the ones that are still on the ground around Nona can still get at her ankles. So if you move Nona without disengaging first,
I'm planning to disengage.
Fair enough.
that's fair.
I mean, I don't know if you get to know that, but I'm like, we can leave.
I mean, I know. Looking at the situation, you're capable enough to get away from people while covering your retreat. This, mechanics and fiction can work together. I know you can do that. But right, in this game, being prone doesn't actually stop you from hitting things in melee, which is interesting. Or at all, actually. You can also shoot at range. It's a choice. Great. But they have trouble moving. So call out to Nona. Like, we got to get everyone there first. Like, looking back at Claire and Marcus, because not everyone can jump 30 meters. I think, like, hang back, get safe, don't split from us. And yeah, Micah then is going to, hoping that Nona will listen, fall back to the rest of the team.
Ooh, interesting.
Because Marcus, you're probably fine. I'm not going to leave Claire though.
So I'm just going to quickly draw like where the slip field is. It's probably like there and there, right?
Yeah, I'd love to cover like just the visible section of tunnel that we've got,
just so I can keep track of it. Can they continue to? They've just failed, so that the ones that are currently on the ground
May move 1 meter per turn.
Yes,
that is
and
so
cannot stand up until they get to the
and
edge
this is
of it.
difficult terrain.
And that's difficult
So
terrain.
half a meter per turn, please.
No, it's gonna still move one.
Yeah, I think there is in
Boo.
fact a minimum.
There's a floor to it.
I think
sure.
there's a floor. Well, it's right there.
Yeah, they're on it.
In fact, the
queen
difficult
of the
terrain
bad
might
jokes
make
today.
it easier for them to slip around, like
Or to slip over
physically.
the difficult
But
terrain.
anyway, just get scraped a little bit. All right, cool, Micah. That was awesome. I think that's awesome that you do that. Whose go is it? I think it's Marcus. I think it's your
Marcus. Marcus is going to turn to Claire, be like, "Are you okay?"
go. Yes.
Okay.
Shoot the things.
What?
What?
Okay. Are you sure you're okay?
Yes, I've fought these things before. Can you
did?
shoot down? Yes. Can
Okay.
you just shoot them
All
right now?
It's okay.
They're crawling on the walls.
See, you don't sound okay.
I don't like it.
Okay. Say,
Make them dead, Daddy, please.
I'm going to shoot with my mag rifle the one that was just fighting Micah.
Okay.
That's on the rubbish pile.
Yeah. It's the closest one to me. That is a 27 to hit.
27 hits.
Thank you.
How much damage?
That is 11 damage.
11 damage. Oh, Claire's go. Claire's gonna say to Nona, Nona, get away from them. I'll throw a grenade. And she's gonna run up here to avoid the situation where she kind of like hits the outside of this tunnel and bounces it back.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to hold her action until you move out of range.
Sounds good.
Strategy.
It is now your go, Nona.
Okay. Nona's gonna look down the hallway towards the elevator, look back towards everybody else who is moving in the wrong direction. Like, okay. And she is going to disengage and jump 30 meters back towards the group.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can make
I
it-
can just like go like so far.
Yeah. Where
You
do you
can
want to
use
go?
first-
Can I
meters,
jump
right?
over
Yeah.
just for
Marcus?
like flavor? Yeah, just jump
Oh,
over.
that's actually Micah.
yeah.
You
Jump over.
Hey.
Can I go farther than that? Is it
Yeah,
possible?
Yeah, you can.
keep going.
Okay, yeah, I'll go to the edge of this map. Yeah, I go all the way to my own water glass. No, I'll stay on the map so Jeff doesn't have to draw more.
And Claire will now throw in the grenade, and she hits. Now for me to roll
2d6.
2d6,
Oh,
but
and
I'm gonna
evasion save.
evasion saving throw for all the things on the ground.
Can the guys who are down, does the grenade impact them differently? Can they not evade your
I'm
saving
honestly
throw
just
away?
going to say that they fail it. I don't feel like they can evade while on the
on,
ground.
on the ground, trapped
That's
in a slip
frictionless.
field.
Yeah.
That feels fair.
I'm okay
Yeah.
with that.
The other two somehow, again, made their save, but the stronger ones are still not great.
Don't worry, Jeff. They'll turn purple soon enough, I think.
Depends. So that's a total of 7 damage for everything, which I got to write. The one that was lying closest to Micah that was fired on by Marcus is now dead.
Nice.
Its jet black skin almost seems to tear away, and as it gets blown to pieces, those different pieces start to slowly smolder until they eventually go away.
I don't like that.
Almost
me
like
feel-
they
feel-
stay there a little bit longer.
Makes me feel bad.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's now their go. They can move just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's their movement? 6 times 2 is 12. Okay. So they can do that. Okay, so that does matter.
Oh no. Claire.
Did I mess up? They have a
Okay.
move of 15 meters.
I was just counting out. Yeah, that makes sense.
They're a
We're
little bit.
learning things.
What do you mean they're learning things?
No, we're learning things
Oh.
about how fast they can move.
Yeah, that's
You know,
fair.
Jeff, like studying your opponents and figuring out what their capabilities
Nah,
are.
who would
so
do
that
that?
you can defeat them more
They're
easily
gonna
in the
attack your
future.
space child.
No.
How dare. I'm right here.
God, they're awful.
God.
Oh, that one hit.
Oh.
That would hit.
No.
Yeah.
Claire, no.
Has she been hit yet?
No.
You know.
Never. No.
Yeah, no.
We're on my D6.
If y'all let me go
Oh!
forward, this wouldn't have happened.
When I rolled
We
for
gotta
damage
stick
for that,
together.
that works. That's total of 13 damage to Claire.
No. Claire.
How's
Let's
she
go jumping
doing?
into elevators all on our
Again,
own.
this is the first time she's been hit.
What's her HP?
Is she gonna go Super Saiyan?
Jeff.
I need to actually look at her. The notes that I have are like, that's on the edge. That's on the edge of glory.
Hmm.
And I'm
on the edge
exactly.
of glory.
Um
Another moment of truth. It's not Cher, is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Hmm?
I feel like Cher could sing that really well.
So one
This
of
is Lady
these
Gaga.
takes a swipe at
Oh.
Claire, and you see streaks of red blood
No.
start to come out of her shoulder.
No.
And immediately you see her stand at attention. The eyes start to glow a little bit more, and her hair starts to give off this soft, warm glow as she takes on a battle stance that you have not seen her take on. We're at the top of the order. Micah, it's now your go.
Claire, no. If it was the one that's also kind of in front of me that hit her, I will definitely try and take a crack at it with the eye beam.
Okay, yeah.
21 to hit. Actually, 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, good.
Good. It should. Stupid.
And that's 7 damage.
7 damage to this one.
Yep.
It's not looking good. This is one of the ones that are still a little ethereal, but it seems to be bleeding mist. It's bloodied. Anyway,
All right.
It's
mhm.
misted.
I believe you can still move if you'd like.
I could. I'm gonna stay where I am and call to Claire, like, get back, get behind me. Although she probably is not gonna hear that.
She does not appear to acknowledge that you spoke to her.
I know people normally just talk on their turns. Am I allowed to shout a thing?
Yeah, you can shout a thing.
Okay. I'm
Feels like
gonna
a
go.
free action.
Everybody else attack. I got her.
Is it my turn?
Looking pointedly at Marcus.
It's Marcus's turn.
What's happening?
Don't worry about it. Kill the
guys.
guys.
Well, I mean, he's gonna stay like near Claire and
For sure.
attack the same guy.
Yep.
That is that was a 15 to hit.
That hits.
And that is 8 damage.
This one bleeding mist that put quite a nasty looking wound on Claire gets blown to pieces and slowly starts to fade away. We've got 3 more on the board. It is now Claire's turn. Claire moves before
Mhm.
Nona.
Yep.
Claire is going to whip out her baton and deftly move to the side and take a swing at this thing. She hits. We've got... How much damage, bonus damage do you do, Claire, when you're in this mode? Yep. Okay. So that's a total of 10 damage.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right.
This thing also starts to dissipate.
Nice. They didn't get to turn purple. Good job, everyone. I'm proud of you all.
And she kind of sidesteps and seems to start to fumble with some stuff in her bag. Okay. It is now Nona's turn.
Cool. I'm going to move next to Claire and get her with an integrity.
Okay. You walk up to her and you stab her with an integrity.
Walk, Jeff, please. We have so many other cool options. I can jump. I can fly. Let's
What-
put a little panache in it.
Nona jetpacks over, slams into the wall, slides
Hey.
down, and then stabs.
You know what? I love
Nona.
that. Yes. Canon now.
Still working on the.
I'm trying. It says clumsy flight. Okay.
How much healing does that give?
2d6 plus 2. Total of 9.
Okay. As
Look at
soon
me,
as
look at me.
you do
I'm the
that,
medic now.
as soon as you do that, this glowing starts to dissipate a little bit, and you see the realization in Claire's eyes as to what maybe just happened, as she has in her hand an integrity herself.
Hmm.
It is now their go, and oh, buddy, here they come.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
As they kind of just try and swim towards you guys on a frictionless surface.
On the second one, on their second turn, they don't get to move then, right? Because a single square is 2 meters.
Yep.
Cool. Love that.
Nice.
Just 10 more turns and they'll get us.
Eventually they'll get there.
They're
Um,
coming. Oh no.
I mean, we're at a point now where I feel like you guys can easily clean this up. If you want to play it out, we can.
No.
Otherwise, I'm happy with
It's a
you.
little sad. I feel bad
Just
for
end it.
those guys.
But they're also so horrifying.
They are so horrifying, but we are too.
We're kind of shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
And so it takes maybe a round or two. These things I will give you seem to be the most hale of the ones that you fought. They seem to take quite a bit of damage before they eventually stop moving and eventually dissipate as well. But then you find yourself with this now regular tunnel that does seem to be lit fairly well. It has these lanterns, periodic lanterns, lining the side of this tunnel as it heads towards this small opening with an elevator that Nona first identified. And that is where we're going to end today's episode.
What just happened to my daughter? Oh god.
Don't worry, she's fine. She's fine.
Ooh, buddy.
So was she at full before she got hit?
Yeah.
Okay. So 13 will get her blooded.
Rarely gets hit, apparently.
That's right.
Yeah, she's not a warrior. Like,
We did give her that really cool shield.
that's true.